Banana Chair Leadership. Now let me explain that title. As a leader, you need to get your team operating on automatic mode. They're independent, they're running autonomously. Now take that analogy. Imagine you're on an island somewhere, sitting in a banana chair, sipping on a drink, whilst your people are back at work doing what they do well and doing it effectively, as if you're right there with them. And that's what this program's all about. It's about teaching you and your leaders the things that they need to put in place to develop their team and progress that team, that they are all operating very independently and autonomously. So what about your leaders? You think about the money that they represent, whether they're accountable for revenue or sales or customer service or the projects that they're across. How much is at stake if your leaders aren't operating effectively? So let me just share the 4 key areas that this program will cover to make your leaders more effective. We firstly look at styles of leadership. Secondly, spin topping your people. Thirdly, setting the climate. And lastly, putting a strategic action plan in place. So the first subject is styles of leadership. We'll look at the different styles of leadership that are out there and the different styles of influence. We'll look at your particular leader's style, and then we'll look to see, thirdly, how they can adapt that style to the different situations and different people in their teams. Now, what will this do? This will result in your leaders having more effective conversations and more efficient in the sense that they won't be disconnecting with their people when they're talking and coaching. They'll actually be connecting quicker and more efficiently, thus getting outcomes quicker. The second subject we look at is spin topping your people. We'll get your people to look at their current team that they've got in place and categorise them as A, B and C. C being low performers or poor performers, B being that mid-range, which is 75 to 80% of any team, and A being the high performers. We will then actually look at ways and methods that they can progress their people along, making sure they put the appropriate focus and time and energy into those particular categories. And the outcome of this is that we'll build a little matrix, a little framework that they can use to categorise their people and work out ways to move them along that cycle so they get more people performing at high performance. The third subject area is around setting the climate. Leaders have a direct impact on this. In fact, team members view the leader's impact to be about 75% of the way they view a climate or culture within an organisation. So what we do in this particular subject is firstly get your people to see that they need to take ownership of improving the climate within their team. Then we'll show them ways to improve that climate. And then lastly, we'll show them ways to maintain that particular climate and improve it. And what will the result be? You'll have a team of high-performing individuals operating within a very positive, upbeat environment. Now, the last area that we look at is around a strategic action plan, where we take a lot of the findings and the things that we've explored together and wrap them up into something robust. And we first look at why vision and strategy is important. We then show them how to develop a strategy and what are some of the key elements that they need to consider in building that strategy. And then lastly, we actually build a strategy. We put some frameworks in place that is about their context, their people, their goals, and wrap that up into one consolidated action plan. Now, what does this mean to your business? You don't have leaders who are floundering around, winging it, reacting. They've actually got something in place that's proactive, it's been thought through, and it's been tested. Now, that has to be good for your organisation. Let me just repeat those 4 key subject areas again. Styles of leadership, spin topping your people, setting the climate, and building a strategic action plan. So in closing, if you were to spend your first training dollars anywhere, I would spend it on your leaders. Invest in them. They're the people who train and coach your people every day. So if you want teams and leaders that are fully engaged with the business within a robust strategic action plan, the Banana Chair Leadership, that program will get you that result.